The cranberry sauce hadn't even cooled when my father looked across the Thanksgiving table and said quietly, "You and your daughter should probably leave. Your sister's uncomfortable." For a second, I honestly thought I misheard him. My 6-year-old daughter froze beside me, gripping her fork with tiny, nervous hands. Across the room, my sister leaned back in her chair like she'd just won something invisible. No one defended us. Not my mother, not my father, not even the relatives eating food I had helped pay for. And maybe that was the moment everything finally became clear. My name is Lauren Avery, and that night, I stopped confusing sacrifice with love. I stood slowly, pulled my daughter's coat over her shoulders, and smiled politely. "We won't ruin your holiday," I said softly. But inside, something had changed forever. Because the truth was painful. I had spent years holding that family together financially while slowly disappearing emotionally. I helped cover the mortgage when my father struggled, paid utility bills without mentioning it, handled subscriptions, emergencies, even holiday expenses. Quietly, without recognition, without appreciation, without boundaries. And somehow, I still became the easiest person to remove from the table. When we got home that night, my daughter curled beside me on the couch and whispered, "Mama, did we do something wrong?" That question broke my heart more than the rejection ever could. So I looked at her carefully and said the words I wish someone had told me years earlier. "No, baby. Sometimes people get so used to receiving love, they forget how to give it back." After she fell asleep, I opened my laptop. Not out of anger, out of clarity. For the first time in years, I reviewed every account tied to my name. Bills, auto payments, shared memberships, financial guarantees, and slowly, quietly, I removed myself from all of it, not to punish anyone, but because I finally understood something important. Support without respect eventually becomes self-destruction. The next morning, the messages started arriving. "Did something happen to the utilities? I can't access the family account. We need to talk." But what they really meant was, "We noticed your absence now that it affects us." And honestly, that realization hurt more than being asked to leave, because for years I thought being dependable would make me loved. Instead, it made me convenient. Over the following weeks, my life became strangely peaceful, smaller, quieter, healthier. My daughter laughed more. I slept through the night for the first time in years. We started creating our own traditions. Movie nights, cheap bakery desserts, walks through the park wrapped in oversized scarves. Nothing expensive, just safe. One afternoon, while decorating cookies in our tiny apartment kitchen, my daughter looked up at me and asked, "Is this our new family tradition?" I smiled. "No," I told her gently. "This is our real one." And maybe that was the biggest lesson of all. Real family isn't built through obligation, it's built through kindness, respect, safety, consistency. Months later, my parents reached out again. Not with accountability, not with understanding, mostly with nostalgia, as if enough time passing could erase what happened. But healing changes you. You stop begging for seats at tables where your worth was always conditional. You stop shrinking just to make others comfortable. And eventually, you realize peace is more valuable than approval. So I didn't go back. Instead, I built a different life. One where my daughter never has to wonder if love can disappear the moment she becomes inconvenient. Today, our home is quieter, but it's honest. There's no tension hiding behind fake smiles, no guilt disguised as loyalty, just warmth, laughter, and the kind of peace that finally feels safe. My daughter still remembers that Thanksgiving sometimes, but now when she talks about it, she says something different. She says, "That was the day we started choosing ourselves." And she's right. Because walking away didn't destroy us. It taught us that love should never require you to disappear in order to belong.